we'll start with a little Maya Fehayom. Maya Fehayom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Yeah, high five? Nope, cannot. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to all our friends who are online with us tonight. Before we jump into our service, I'm going to invite Jennifer, who's going to offer a welcome on behalf of our board of directors.
Shabbat Shalom. I know almost everyone here I've met, so I'm excited. So welcome. Lots of events happening. So first of all, on behalf of the Board of Directors, I want to thank everyone who was able to attend the fundraiser last week, all the families who joined us, all the individuals who joined the main event, and if you weren't able to come, were able to support TBT, thank you very much. And it's still not too late. If you have not donated, please feel free to talk to Nance and contribute. It's part of showing who we are as a community. The fees for membership do not cover our full budget, so it's important that we show our support both by being here, participating, volunteering, and donating. So thank you. There are lots of events happening. In fact, tomorrow morning we have a Purim event that's happening at 9:30. If you have not registered and would like to, please let Rabbi Molly know tonight. If you're here or online, just send an email or click on the button on the register on the email. In addition, on, March 23rd, we have our Purim Festival, which is 4 to 7. Again, register for that because it does include dinner. That should be a fun event. And then March 14th, the Thursday, Rabbi Nemitov is starting a literary circle. So one of two sessions where the group will be discussing Leon Uris's The Hajj. So join online at 7:30. Again, register for that so you can get the Zoom link. Lots of other events happening at the end of March, but I'll leave you waiting until mid to late March to hear more about that. But please look at your email. There are lots of activities, lots of ways to volunteer and contribute to the community that we have at TBT. So thank you.
Let's start with a reading that's actually from our Shabbat morning service. We are on page 66. As we begin our Erev Shabbat, welcoming in that spirit of Shabbat. Each of us enters this sanctuary with a different need. Some hearts are full of peace and gratitude, overflowing with love and joy. They are eager to confront the day, to make the world a better place. They are recovering from illness or have escaped misfortune. We rejoice with them. Some hearts ache with sorrow. Disappointments weigh heavily on them. Families have been broken. Loved ones lie on a bed of pain. Death has taken a cherished loved one. May our presence and caring bring them comfort. Some hearts are embittered. Ideals are betrayed and mocked. Answers sought in vain. Life has lost its meaning and value. May the knowledge that we too are searching restore our hope and renew our faith. Please join me at the bottom. Who does not hunger for friendship, understanding, warmth, and love? Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Let us lend strength to one another and pray for the welfare of this community. We're going to turn all the way back now to page 2 as we light our Shabbat candles and officially welcome in Shabbat. Janice and Marshall, do you want to light the candles for us? was a hesitant sure. Someone's got to do it. I didn't call you a killer. Who's singing, baby? Shut up. If you can do it loud. Please.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own days, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you. And our blessing over the wine is on page 5, Kiddush. If you have anything that you're celebrating, a simcha that you would like to share, now is your opportunity to bring a little extra joy to this community. Janice? Woo! Awesome. Yes. Kayla got into grad school at UW. Hooray, thank you. Anyone else? Yeah? Yay! Damon's coming home. Awesome. Awesome. Anyone else? All right. We will join together on page 5, bringing all the joys of our week into our Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehila lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'charta yatanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha yahava uvratzon hinchatanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat l'chaim. And we're going to turn now to page 13 as we begin our Kabbalat Shabbat portion of our service, welcoming in that spirit of Shabbat with some psalms and some piyutim. So we'll start with Shiru Chadash. turn now to pages 20 and 21 for Lechato D. Joining together in verses 1, 2, 5, and 9 of this beautiful piyut, this beautiful poem, welcoming in the Sabbath bride. When we get to verse 9, you all know, if you're able, we'll rise either in body or in spirit and face the entrance to our sanctuary. Lechato di, Kabbalat, and Shabbat, Kabbalat. Lechato di, Kabbalat, and Shabbat, Kabbalat. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad, ish miyanu el ha'michad, Adonai echad yishmor echad, Shemo tiferet v'likivah. Lechato di, Kabbalat, and Shabbat, Kabbalat. Lechato di, Kabbalat, and Shabbat, Kabbalat. Likra Shabbat lechuvenecha, ki makor haracha, nerosh b'katan nesucha, sof ma'aseh machshavot lechato di, Kabbalat, and Shabbat, Kabbalat. Lechato di, Kabbalat, and Shabbat, Kabbalat. Hitoreri, Kiva orek umiori, uriori, shir daberi, Kavadadonai, alayim Lechato di, Kabbalat, and Shabbat, Kabbalat. Lechato di, Kabbalat, and Shabbat, Kabbalat. Boi v'shalom aterepala, Gam besimcha uvzola, Tov emunei am segula, Boi kava, Lechato di, Kabbalat, and Shabbat, Kabbalat. Lechato di, Kabbalat, and Shabbat, Kabbalat. Kayla is our most enthusiastic. She gets Ruach points for singing the loudest. So if you all want to, try and step it up and, by then we'll all be shouting our songs. Before we sit down, let's just take a moment to greet the people next to you, say Shabbat Shalom, make sure you know everyone in the room. If you're online, you can drop a Shabbat Shalom in the chat there. And once you've said your Shabbat Shaloms, you can have a seat. And we're going to continue on page 24 with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem Hashem, Aleichem now that we've welcomed that Shabbat spirit in our midst, we're going to continue with the Baruch Hu, our call to worship, which is on page 28. So if you are able, you can rise in body, or you can rise in spirit. We'll join together. Page 28. Seated, and we're going to turn out to Ma'ariv, our blessing on page 30. Giving thanks for the changing seasons. One of the things that came up in our Talmud class this week was this phrase Adonai Tzvaot that comes up in this prayer, and the first time we see that phrase Adonai Tzvaot is from the Hannah story. And Tzvaot is really an army term. It's for like gathering your troops. In this case of God, it's like God gathering God's angel troops, and it's not a phrase that comes up that often, often enough that it might sound familiar, but it's used strategically. So as we're singing this blessing, that's bringing our attention to the way the seasons change and the days change. There's a question about why it is that we would invoke that Adonai Tzvaot in regards to this idea of the heavenly courses. So if you have an answer, you can let me know later. Tamid now to Ahavat Olam on page 32. Giving thanks for the gift of love and the gift of knowledge that God gives to us through the revelation of Torah. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Torah u'mitzvot, hukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Akeinu Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu, kameinu nasiach b'chukacha, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ויארך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaad. Page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha u'nafshecha u'techa ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi nitzavcha hayom al vavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibartam bam B'shivtecha b'beitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uv'shofkecha uv'kumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam amzuzot beitecha, uv'isharecha, leman tizkeru, Vasitem et kol mitzvotai, vitem kadoshim lahechem. Ahadi Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, li'olahem Elohim. Di Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem. On page 39, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Turn the page now for Michamocha on page 40. to turn now to page 42 as we reach the end of the blessings that surround the Shema. The final blessing that we join together, it is Hashkivenu, which is our prayer asking for God to create a Sukkot Shalom over us, a canopy of protection when we feel particularly vulnerable. Continue now with the Amidah, which begins on page 46. If you're able, please rise and we will join together. Adonai sefatitita ufiaki tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imateinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Elohim, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Astei Avot V'Imahot, Mevi Ula Lifnei V'Neichem, L'man Shemo Ve'ahava, Melech Ozer V'Shiach Lavi, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Abraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah V'Mashiach, Mashiach Ruach Morid HaGashem, Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verafeh Roholim, Umatir Asurim, Micha Mocha manata lehachayota. Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh lahakol. Atah kadosh v'shemcha kadosh. V'kadoshim kol yom yihalelu hasala. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Page 58. Maybe about smack dab halfway through the second paragraph. Nisecha shebcha yom erev avoker tzarayim me'olam kivinu lach me'olam kivinu lach Hatov ki lo chalu rachamecha ve'hamrachem ki lo tamach chasadecha me'olam kivinu lach me'olam kivinu We close out our Amidah section of our service with our prayer for peace on page 62, Oseh Shalom. Let's join together. Oseh Shalom, Bimroma, V'ya'aseh Shalom, Hallelujah. Ve'okol Yisrael, Ve'imeru Amen. Oseh Shalom, Bimroma, V'ya'aseh Shalom, Hallelujah. Ve'okol Yisrael, Ve'imeru Amen. Oseh Shalom, Bimroma, V'ya'aseh to turn now to page 253 in the middle of the page. As we take a moment in our service, as we're gathered together as a community to think about our loved ones who are in need of healing. This Shabbat, as a community, we're thinking of Azrael Early, Rohan Early, Amy Thornton, Stacy Hetzel, Diane Turner, Jacqueline Tara Smith, Deborah Rose, Eileen Kreisman, Ronnie Haber, Vadim Barzam, Ellen Gottlieb, Vanessa Bianco, Paul McCready, Janelle Cohen, Glenn Letts, Jesse Early, Andrea Gorovich, Carl Wilhite, Ginny Gaston, Cindy Balin, Patty Newby, Adrian Heelander, Barbara Laird, Marion Laird, Michelle Arrigo, Joni Michaels, Joe Giordano, Sheldon Morgenstern, Roberta Carmel, Brian Ward, Joshua Kornblue, Samuel Navarro Ibarra, Bob Howell, Colin West, Joe Dover, Janice Kaplan Klein, and Barbara Esselstein. There are other loved ones that you're thinking of on this Shabbat, or maybe you are in need of some healing. If you're on the live chat, please, or if you're on the live stream, please share in the chat. And if you're in the sanctuary, please share with us. Thanks, yeah. Let's join together in the middle of page 253. Yesterday, I received the most delightful email from one of our congregants, Shelley, and she sent it to a few people. She had been cleaning out her computer files and found some videos from 2002, so over 20 years ago, when we created the beautiful silk paintings that hang on the southern wall past this. Those silk paintings, if you don't know, are called the Wall of Connection. And it was a community art project led by the artist Nancy Katz. I know many of you in this room were there for it. Some of you were not. Over a period of 5 days, we created 12 panels, each portraying a central value of our community through a Hebrew word and symbols. Everyone participated in the project: clergy, staff, the board, sisterhood, high school students, even religious school students. The 12 panels put together make one beautiful piece of art that tells the story of our community. One of the videos that Shelley found had a few interviews of congregants talking about the process. One person talked about being worried that she would ruin the art, but how Nancy designed the project in such a way that everyone could participate without messing it up. And my mom was also interviewed. Hi, Mom, because I know you're on the live stream. And in case you thought for 1 second that I was not my mother's daughter, listen to this. So she says in that video, she starts off her interview saying, "I don't consider myself an artist, but," and then goes on to talk about how she participated in the project. So, as it turns out, 100% telling the truth, I had already been working on a sermon for this week, and here's how I originally planned to start my sermon. While I've always loved a good craft, I never considered myself skilled enough to be an artist. Yeah, I know. Shelley doesn't know how fortuitous it was that she said those, yeah. I don't have many technical art skills, and a blank canvas does not fill me with a freeing sense of possibility. I love making art, but I need structure and guidance. And with whatever I'm making, I am rarely satisfied with the end result. So, as a student, I got into the habit of quickly deferring to the quote-unquote talented artists in our class for school projects. Aaron and Brian, in case you were wondering. Why in the world would we use my subpar work when we had the option of something really good, especially if we were getting graded for it and it mattered? At first glance, it's no different in this week's Torah portion. For many weeks now, we have been reading about the Israelites gathering all the supplies needed for constructing the Mishkan, that portable tabernacle that we read about a lot, that serves as God's dwelling place. And now we're ready to build. In Parshat Vayakel, this week's Torah portion, God singles out two individuals, Bezalel and Oholiab, as the best of the best to lead this project. Of course, this makes sense to me. It makes sense to find the most skilled artisans to actually create the Mishkan. The Pope didn't invite just anyone to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. He hired the best. Bezalel, God says, is endowed with a divine spirit of skill, ability, and knowledge in every kind of craft, including the ability to make designs for work in gold, silver, and copper, to cut stones for setting, and to carve wood, to work in every kind of designer's craft. Oholiab, the other person, God says, has been endowed with the skill to do any work, of the carver, the designer, the embroiderer, in blue, purple, crimson yarns, and in fine linen, and of the weaver, as worker in all crafts and as maker of designs. They've got what it takes to make this happen. But what is perhaps most surprising is that while God singles out Bezalel and Oholiab as the most talented individuals, God doesn't set those two to work alone. From the very first word of this Torah portion, Vayakel, this is a project for the whole community. The portion starts out by saying, Vayakel Moshe et kol adat b'nei Yisrael. So that word Vayakel might sound familiar. It means to gather or convene. It's the same word, same root as the word kahal, which we use for a congregation, or kahila, as in kahila kadosha, a holy community. So it means, and Moses gathered the whole Israelite community and said to them. And what follows is a long list of the ways that the Israelites contributed materials and skills to the building of the Mishkan. People who could make ornate decorations out of jewelry, people who knew how to spin yarn, those who could do word work, and those who could mix spices and oils. They were all invited to contribute. The Torah says, "And everyone who excelled in ability and everyone whose spirit moved them, men and women, came, bringing to Adonai his offering for the work of the tent of meeting." So everyone was given the opportunity to contribute in the way that made sense for them, according to their skills, according to their resources, and according to their passions. Each of us has different ways that we contribute to our community. For many, it's the gift of financial resources and or the gift of time, and the details of how that looks for each family is very different, and both are incredibly valuable. And the Torah teaches us here about the importance of not just giving the things, but building something together, building a physical piece of art together. Yes, this is essentially a building project, the Mishkan, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention the importance of Elliot and Brent, our own Bezalel and Oholiab, I think, in many ways, who have taken on the sacred task of leading our SECC building project. But it's also a work of art, the Mishkan. It's not just about creating a functional space for God. God wants Bezalel and Oholiab to lead this project in order to make something majestic, because they have those artistic skills, to make it a sacred space that's beautifully and carefully crafted down to every last detail. In one of those interviews from the Wall of Connection project I watched, Jeff Pearl was interviewed. I think he may have been president at the time. And he said the following that really struck me. He said, "What we try to do at Temple all the time is build community, bringing people together to do things together that have a long-lasting memory for themselves and the synagogue." He reflected on the tile project that's out there over by the elevators that we did when we dedicated this building. And as he said, the importance of the tile artwork was not only the experience of making it that day, but that years later now, that people can come to it and point to it and remember how special that day was, and it's something that makes them feel special when they walk through the doors. He said it's something that people do as a community and remember as a community for years to come. Building the Mishkan was a momentous project in the life of our people. It was not a one and done. We built it, now let's move on. The experience of building the Mishkan was a community building experience, and having that physical item with them to carry throughout their journey, I'm sure was a pain in the butt, very heavy, burdensome, but it was also something that the people could point to when things got hard. It was something the community could look at, think about, reminisce, and even get inspired to keep coming together as a community to build something for the future. Building the Mishkan was significant for our people because it was a project that everyone contributed to in their own ways. And it was a project that allowed for new individuals to step up and take a leadership role in the community that they had not done before. That's probably not true for you and Brent, but that's okay. Up until now, it's been all about Moses and Aaron. In Parshat Yitro, Moses starts delegating his judicial responsibilities, but in here, Bezalel is chosen, somebody new, not just to build the Mishkan, but to lead that project. As I quoted earlier, the Torah tells us that Bezalel is endowed with a divine spirit of skill, ability, and knowledge in every kind of craft, including the ability to make designs for work in gold, silver, copper, to cut stones for setting, and to carve wood, to work in every kind of designer's craft. But there's one more piece to that comes at the very end of the sentence. After listing off all of Bezalel's skills in designer's crafts, it says, and he has the skill to give direction. The Hebrew there is lahorot natan belibo, which literally means to give teachings from his heart. To me, the key to success in the building of the Mishkan was that Bezalel had the ability not just to do the work himself, but to offer those teachings of his heart in order to bring everyone in, to draw everyone in. Last week, we announced, hooray, that we officially reached our $1.5 million fundraising goal for the SCCC project, which is incredible, and I know that many of you contributed to that. Thank you. And, as I'm sure Elliot will tell you, there is still a lot to be done. Is that right? Yes. There are so many people that have already contributed according to their skills, their resources, and passions, and there are still so many opportunities to help this project come to life. And so I want to encourage each of you to think about how you want your handprint to show up in this project, because we want every handprint to be on this project. Maybe you've already given resources and you're ready to step back and let other people with skills do the building. But maybe you have some sort of passion or resource or skill that we haven't tapped into yet. And however it happens, we want you all involved so that we too can say our whole community gathered to create this beautiful sacred space for generations to come. Shabbat Shalom. We are going to turn now back to our Siddur as we move into our concluding prayers, beginning with Aleinu on 283. If you're able, please rise. We'll join together. Aleinu l'shapeach l'adon hakol, l'tet gilal yotzer beishit, shehu samchel keinu le'achad et shemo, ve'gor aleinu lamlich malchuto, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, l'ifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, v'melech al kol ha'aretz, v'yom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo. You may be seated. On page 289, we move into Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. In nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that growth and decay, life and death, all reveal a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all the flesh. Under God's protection we abide, and by God's love we are comforted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. Just early this morning, we lost one of our own congregants, Alan Pease, the husband of Roberta Pease. Alan will be laid to rest this coming Monday, and then we'll begin officially saying Kaddish for Alan after Monday, so starting next Shabbat. And we are currently in the Shloshim period on this Shabbat of remembering Hannah Adler, our own congregant, Glenn Cantor, the son of Bernie Cantor and brother to Cliff and brother-in-law of Pauline Cantor. Remembering Wendy Lieberman, staff member at the Jewish Day School and part of our larger Jewish community here in Seattle. Remember Henrietta Winkler Nematoff-Dalkey, the mother of Rabbi Nematoff and mother-in-law to Leslie Nematoff and grandmother to Rabbi Alana Nematoff and Will Nematoff. And we remember Sarah Ostrisky, the aunt of Eugene Ostrisky. We're also this Shabbat marking the yard sites of loved ones, remembering on this Shabbat Fanny Alchul, Sadie Bookie, Sylvia Feynman, Seymour Geyser, Joshua Humphrey, Jim McGinnis, Abraham Gerson Myers, Bertha Brooks Morris, P.W. Newby, Madeline Piver, Elaine Portman, Louise Rivers, Leonard Shapiro, and David Vinico. If you have other names you would like to add to our Kaddish list, I invite you to do so now. If you're on our live stream, please share in the chat. If you're able, please rise as we join together in support of our mourners on page 294. Yikadal v'yikadash shmei Rabbah, v'alma divrachrote v'amlich malchute, v'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dekol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'isman kari v'imru, amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudshat b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, ta'amiram be'alma v'imru. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high and comforts the bereaved be a source of peace and comfort to all of us, to Israel, to the whole world. We say together, amen. You may be seated. We are going to join together in our blessing over. And we'll have a closing song after that, probably on page 353. Oh my gosh, thank you. I would not have done it without you. I'm sorry. All right, ready? 1, 2. Should I do it? Okay. Do you want to help me uncover the collar, or do you want me to do it? Let's end with a little Odiavo Shalom on page 253 if you want it. Odiavo Shalom Aleinu, 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 Shalom Aleinu, Odiva 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 Shalom Aleinu. Should we take the show on the road, Kayla? Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.